What up, everyone? This is Zafa Slater, aka LG1, the true comic outlaw. And yes, I'm after some painted-based twig. He's holding on to something that belongs to me. And I belong to her. We'll catch you. But in the meantime, job's a job. I have to do my job. And since I'm feeling a little mean towards the quote-unquote nutso supervillain community, I just did a video right now about Red Hood. It went a little longer than I thought it was going to. I thought I would throw this on. Just a little taste of what I'm talking about in the previous video. The Scarecrow, Jonathan Kane. This guy made his appearance in World's Finest 1941. Now, keep that in mind, 1941. I'm going to come back to that. Bill Finger, writer, Bob Kane, lawsuit, war. Bob Kane said he did everything and it turned into a whole thing. But it's neither here nor there. I'll get into that much later. Much later. Now, Jonathan Crane is a brilliant biologist. He has so much credentials. He is one heck of a smart man. Bioengineering. He does all these interesting things. But he's obsessed with fear. Now, this is another one of those situations where I think personally someone had to know about him. And where somebody along the way, I'm not going to mention who or why, they have fumbled the ball. Because even in high school, this kid was obsessed with fear. This kid was already developing a gas. This kid was already experimenting with people. By college, he was already running fear tests on animals. Everyone knew that this guy was a few tomatoes short of a good ham sandwich. I prefer turkey myself or roast beef, but you know what I'm saying. He's unhinged. And you think someone would have watched over him? Or maybe took him into the fold? I myself would have reservations about having a man like Crane in my organization, in our group. But there are certain individuals that would put a leash on him. Make sure he only did so much and when. They would have nurtured certain things. They would have enforced certain behaviors. And he would have been made aware of certain penalties. And it would have been a one-time receipt. That's it. But nobody watched this man. They just let him go. It was like someone was encouraging his behavior. Until one day he feels that he got messed over. He had someone to blame. So all of a sudden, maybe he was smoking his own gas. He decides, I'm going to get revenge on everyone. I don't feel fear myself anymore, so I'm going to make other people scared of me. He never had. That was his thing. He never felt fear. But he wanted to make other people scared so he could see its reactions. Like I said, a man like this needs to be watched. His ideas need to be curbed. or he needs to be disposed of. Because, and before everyone out there in YouTube land starts going, oh, no. Think about this. I'm going to wear a Scarecrow costume. I'm going to use fear. And I'm going to have people rip each other apart. I'm going to have this person believing that he's crawling with cockroaches until they rip their skin out. I'm going to put fear toxin in schools and make little children go psycho. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Who let this raving lunatic loose on Gotham? Who up and decided because people knew who this guy was? Who was protecting him? And again, you think the mob bosses want some fear-obsessed lunatic literally running around or actually conducting those type of experiments on people? Because that's what he got kicked out of that college for. And who pays the tab on that college? I'll give you a minute. It begins with a W. Sure wasn't Oswald. Sure wasn't Rupert. Sure wasn't Maroney. It wasn't Commissioner Gordon, I'll tell you that much. See what I'm saying? Same thing for the Mad Hatter. Who pays the tab? Who pays for these people's scholarships? If you don't believe me, look at the animated series. Who owns everything in Gotham? Wayne and his other partners. But Wayne has controlling interest on the top table. Other bosses have controlling interests in the under table. The Waynes have always been the upper echelon. Thomas, I think, understood this. And someone assassinated him. And, yeah. Why? Maybe he had plans for someone else, too. Put two and two together. Read between the lines of what I'm saying. Because sometimes, when you tell a story like this, you have to, give a variation of it. Show and tell. I'm showing you everything, but I'm only telling you certain things for you to read between the lines. But anyways, this raging lunatic starts going out, I'm going to poison Gotham's reservoir. And people start freaking out. I'm going to start doing this and that. Who would pay the tab on this psychopath college program? Who would give this nutcase this Joker gas to poison people when it got that far in human experimentation? It got that far without the approval of the government that they had to kick him out. And then all of a sudden, he has all the resources to dress like a freaking idiot, a big scarecrow, and go out there and start poisoning people with fear toxin. I mean, what the shnikes? I literally mean that. Why? Why? And like I said, there's certain situations where certain bosses might be like, I could use a man like that. I could maybe use a man like that. But men like that are groomed. They're taken care of in middle school, high school, college. They know a set of rules. They know what will happen to them if they break these rules. They know exactly what happens if they make that mistake. one receipt. You pay all. Or they'll be held somewhere where they can be useful, but they'll be watched. But what happened? They canceled this guy's program, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna be the Scarecrow. I'm gonna spread fear throughout Gotham. Come and stop me, Batman. Come and get me. And again, you think the guys at the table are probably going, oh. Oh. Why? Master Bruce, apparently there's this man in a Scarecrow costume and he's wreaking havoc in Gotham. I know, Alfred. I already examined his toxin. He worked at the Wayne Institute. He went to college in our university. Oh, really, Master Wayne? It sounds like you're right on top of it. Would you like some tea and crumpets? No, Alfred. I'm gonna go stop him once and for all. I've already developed an anti-toxin to his fear. That's all well and good, Master Bruce. If you can you distribute that toxin right away? And please be home in time for dinner. I might not be, Alfred. The streets of Gotham need me. I am the knight. Just give me a moment. I mean, you can imagine Alfred sometimes going like this. Just kind of going like this. Oh, I'm gonna have to make a phone call to the Gordon. Oh man, you think Alfred has an ulcer? I think he does. You think Alfred gets migraines? I think he does. I mean, I know he loves Bruce, but sometimes you think, especially after that speech, I already know, Alfred. You think sometimes he just kind of laughs himself silly, or he goes, idiot. Oh, I'm going to have to call Oswald. Tell him to protect his side. You would think, and this, I know I keep circling around to this. That's why I wanted to bring up a villain that, just probably would be on the hit list. Why? Like Harvey. You might be able to ring Harvey in, but Harvey has that coin. So he justifies the stupid things that he does by doing that. And what does the Scarecrow do? I have no fear. I want to see everyone's fear. Stop me, Batman. There's but one way to stop someone like that. There's but one way, well, I guess locking them up forever and throwing away the key. But Arkham is like a revolving door. It's like Sears and Roebuck. I'm convinced. I am convinced that they give out gift bags at Arkham. Here you go. Thank you for stopping by, Miss Quinn. Here's a gift bag full of fine chocolates. Oh, have a free thermos. It says Wayne Tech on it. Would you like a sweater? Would you like to... We give away free Kool-Aid packets too. Oh yeah, sure, just stay a couple months. Wait until the Scarecrow's done and then we'll let you guys out so you can go do your thing. That's exactly what it feels like. What did Bane do? He let everybody go. To prove a point, to run down Batman, to break his back, and to take over. Oh my god. Azrael is another bag of cats. I'll cover that later. Another grade A nutcase. That Batman makes Batman... But... Okay, I'll touch on this now. Azrael started to kill people. He started to get extreme. He started to kill people for like parking tickets and stuff. That was Batman's excuse to be like, I don't kill people, Alfred. Look what Azrael did. Even though I put him in charge of the cave and gave him everything he needed. You see the pattern? You actually see. Sorry, my voice is getting a little ugh, but you just feel like, why? Why? Does the Scarecrow make any money? Does the Scarecrow help anyone? Sure. Certain people may own a few gambling houses. They may own this and that. They may own certain companies. But things get kicked up, so they get trickled down. Idiots like that are bad for business. And Bruce knew about this man. Bruce literally knew about this man in high school. Because Bruce keeps files on all these nutcases. I mean, it seems like he's enabling them. This is my whole point, and yes, you might disagree. You know, there's people out there going, oh, don't say that about Batman. You know what? I hate to ruin the... You know what? Justice League Batman is cool. Okay? Justice League Batman at least takes care of business. But in the comic books, it's kind of different. The Joker's a little bit different in the animated series in the Justice League than the comic books. Up until a certain point. If you catch my drift. I want you to read so you understand. Is Bruce enabling these villains? And if so, why? And yes, villains always exist in Gotham. That's the way business is. That's the way business gets done. Commissioner Gordon understands that. Bullock understands that. Anybody that's seen Gotham knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyone that's seen Gotham knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's a way to do things and a way things get done. It's the way it is in every city. You might live in this fantasy in suburbia where you think everything is rosy red, perfect shade of blue in the sky, the newspaper perfectly placed right outside your doorstep, a trip to McDonald's. But it's not the way things are. And letting raving psychopaths loose like that on a city is not the way things get done. Why can't the cops arrest this guy and put him in prison for the rest of his life? Why is he sent to a facility where he gets out 2-3 months later? Why is this guy allowed to kill people's cops' families? I mean, he's done that in the comics too. The Joker. Why? You don't think the cops are chopping at the bit to get rid of this guy? Sure, bring him in. Send him to prison. If not, it's in the line of duty. It's in the line of duty. These raving psychopaths kill people, men, women, children, and whoever else they could. Why are they treating these people with kid gloves? Why are they letting these raving lunatics loose? I have fear toxin. I don't know. I'll put it in the kids' chocolate milk just to see what happens. Or I'll do something horrible like that. Why aren't these men arrested and put in a facility where they will not get out? Or in the line of duty, why aren't they taken care of? You want to know why? Because Batman drops in from the skylight, dun 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 dun, and he beats up the cops. Or uses his batarang on them, and then he handcuffs the Scarecrow, and the Scarecrow immediately gives up after he kills 2 or 3 cops in the line of duty. Why is this man allowed to kill cops? I mean, like in every cartoon, they start firing on the bad guys, and Batman shows up. He crashes through the skylight, and he hits the Scarecrow with 1 punch, slaps the cuffs on him, and goes to Gotham, gets his gift bag, probably a trip to Burger King, and then 2 months later, after Two-Face goes in, or after the Joker gets caught, this guy comes out and he starts killing people again. I think that's why the Gotham City PD, they tolerate Bruce, because he's so rich. But there's a point where they need him to grow up. That's why they have the Red Hood. That's why they have Damien. That's why they have all these people around him. And I think Bruce is opening his eyes to that situation. There's a new Batman. I hate to jump ahead, but I want Bruce to be like Thomas in Flashpoint. Wiser? Yes. More skills? Yes. More responsible? Definitely. But I want him to grow up like Thomas would and realize that certain situations have to be dealt with. Either you have to let Gotham City PD do their job and do their job right, or you let the underworld take care of these people. Because this happens in their neighborhoods. This happens in cops' neighborhoods. And this behavior should not be tolerated. This kind of behavior where these raving psychopaths get to run around and do whatever they want should not be tolerated. You shouldn't have to lose people's lives like that. So, that's my point. Is he nurturing these people? Or was he? Or was he just careless, like he just didn't care? Is it arrogance? It could be arrogance. It could be, I know who this guy is. Maybe if I just swat him in the mouth once, he'll stop. But that's not the way it is. Bruce can easily take control of Gotham and turn it into a facility where they won't escape. Or send them to the negative zone. I'm sure Superman would be like, oh, you want to, or the Phantom Zone. Sorry, the Phantom Zone. Maybe I messed that up in the other one. The Phantom Zone. Oh, you want to send the Joker to the Phantom Zone where he'll materialize into nothing and you won't be able to touch anything? Well, how about buying me a burger and a milkshake and we'll just send him over there. If you don't want to kill him, we can just send them to a place where and hardly anyone escapes from that. And if they do, they get sent back for a long time. There's a solution right there. Without disposing of people, without anything but, what's the point of having Arkham if like 2 months later they're out? What's the point? It's basically just a living hotel for these people. It's just a living hotel for these people. So I think either you need to find another solution, or let the cops, let the bosses in Gotham do their job and protect the people. That's why I keep saying Bruce needs to grow up, realize business is business, and let the cops do their job, or let someone else they cross paths with do the job for them. You think Commissioner Gordon's going to shed a tear if the Joker accidentally got himself into a situation where, let's just say, he won't be coming back? Or the Scarecrow? You think he's going to shed a tear? That man will probably sit there in his chair, pour himself a nice big drink, throw on some Def Leppard. He's gone! Oh man, he's gone. He is gone. I mean, I can literally see Commissioner Gordon going out in the middle of the police station going, celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. The cops would throw a party if these people were gone. The underworld would throw a party if these people were gone. You can't have these psychopaths going around killing people, murdering children, murdering adults, murdering cops, murdering people in different neighborhoods that do different things. It just doesn't make sense. So, here's to Gotham. Here's to the Gotham City PD. May they be able to do their jobs right. Here's to the table. And hopefully here's to Bruce. That he may find his way to true north. As always, I'm Zafa Slater, aka Al Chungon, the Comic Outlaw. And Jax, I'm coming for you, you painted face freak. And I'm signing off right now. I am Gotham. You can be too, Bruce. Your seat at the table is there. Permanently taken.